In a rapidly intensifying diplomatic standoff, President Donald Trump took to his social platform, Truth Social, to warn that Canada's push to recognize Palestinian statehood could jeopardize any hopes for a new bilateral trade deal with the United States. The timing of the message could not have been more critical. Canada had been in the midst of delicate negotiations to secure preferential trade terms in the post-USMCA era. Trump's public statement, which many viewed as a direct threat, instantly sent shockwaves through both diplomatic and business communities, signaling a collision between foreign policy and economic interests. Prime Minister Mark Carney, speaking at a press conference in Ottawa, defended Canada's right to make independent foreign policy decisions. Canada's international positions are grounded in values, not leverage, Carney said, emphasizing the country's long-standing commitment to a two-state solution in the Middle East. His statement was met with applause in Parliament, but has drawn skepticism from American counterparts, who now view Canada's UN vote as a stumbling block rather than a sovereign decision. The planned recognition of Palestinian statehood has been in the works within Canadian foreign affairs circles for over a year, bolstered by a wave of international support following Israel's controversial settlement expansions in the West Bank. Canada's move, while still pending formal UN tabling, was expected to align with a growing bloc of Western nations, re-evaluating their stances. However, Trump's warning has now politicized what was intended to be a human rights-driven diplomatic gesture. In Quebec and Ontario, where trade with the USA forms a vital economic backbone, premiers voiced concern about the implications of Trump's statement. "We support Canada's global engagement," said Ontario Premier Danielle Fournier, "but we cannot ignore the impact on our auto sector, our agriculture, or our workers if these negotiations fall apart." Local chambers of commerce echoed those concerns, noting that many small businesses rely on tariff-free exports to American markets. Meanwhile, the public reaction in Canada has been split. While many praise the government's firm stance on Palestine as morally courageous, others questioned the timing. Critics argued that such recognition, however principled, could wait until trade stability was secured. "This is a noble cause, but Canadians need food on their tables and jobs protected," tweeted one user, reflecting the tension between global ethics and domestic economics. Political commentators quickly drew parallels to previous instances where Trump's administration used economic leverage in geopolitical disagreements. In 2018, during the height of the NFTA renegotiations, Trump had threatened to impose auto tariffs over Canadian dairy policies, a move many saw as aggressive and disproportionate. This latest episode is being cast in a similar light, with opposition leaders accusing the USA president of bullying diplomacy. Interestingly, the Palestinian Authority welcomed Canada's intention, issuing a statement that described the move as a beacon of moral clarity. Palestinian officials praised Prime Minister Carney for standing firm in the face of pressure, while Israeli officials expressed disappointment and warned of a fracture in historical alliances. The reaction only added fuel to the fire, showing just how globally resonant Canada's decision had become. Economists warn that if trade talks collapse entirely, both nations stand to lose. The USA relies on Canadian natural resources, energy exports, and technological components. Conversely, Canadian farmers, automakers, and manufacturers would suffer greatly under new tariffs. "This is not just a political issue, it is an economic lifeline," said Dr. Roshan Patel, a trade policy expert at the University of Toronto. "A failed deal could cost both countries billions." Despite mounting pressure, the Canadian government has shown no signs of backing down. Foreign Affairs Minister Lena D'Souza reiterated Canada's belief in multilateralism and international law. "We will not be intimidated into abandoning our values," she said in a speech at the UN. Whether this position will hold firm in the face of further trade threats remains to be seen. But the statement has won praise from human rights organizations worldwide. As the situation unfolds, what started as a diplomatic recognition may very well become a turning point in Canada and USA relations, testing the balance between principles and pragmatism. For now, the future of the trade deal hangs in the balance, caught between the weight of global politics and the pursuit of economic stability. Like, share, and subscribe to West is Best for more bold coverage on Canada's most pressing political crossroads.